Alrighty, welcome back to NZ Motor Outlaw Customs. So in the last video, which was only a few minutes ago really, I've cleaned up a bit of stuff since then, but we welded quite a few patches in the roof. I'm not sure exactly where I started, I can't remember. I have to watch back to the editing. I've just done the last of the footage for it, but anyway. So I've got this patch in here now. I've got it mainly ground down. I've got a couple of little pieces to do here, so I needed to go a wee bit further. But I'm basically just about ready, and I've filled most of these holes down here. I think I'll have to just double check that. No, there's one still there. I had a bit of an issue with this one here, keep chasing it round. Unfortunately, when they had done the metal work in here and put some patches in, not quite sure where, they'd ground a few of these pieces down pretty thin, so when I started trying to tack it, fill some of these bits where they'd missed welding, it just disappeared on me, so I had to chase it a bit. Yeah, still got a hole here too I've got to fill. But I want to put some of that fiberglass filler in there first to fill any pinholes that I may have left, like any small stuff. Seal that all up, that all glazed in, and then we'll basically sand 90% of it off, or probably 95% of it off. It'll just be a very thin layer in there. Like at some point we'll put some seam sealer in here, and then I can start putting, I put a wee bit of mud on here just to fix this bit of roof where it's pulled in a little bit here. I did cut it once and lift it back up and then re-weld it, but it shrunk again. I was calling it every weld basically, but it just pulled. It's just in one spot for some reason. It's just sucked down. Good out here, it's just this section here, it's pulled down probably for about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. And it's sort of just pulled a bit of a blow in it. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, I can't really get back in, there's too much metal bracing and shit up in the roof skin. It's like, it comes out about here in places. Sort of makes shit, you just can't get into it. Otherwise you might better get a bit of a spoon or something in there and just help hammer it around. But, or you know, maybe then I could have done a couple of shrinks to pull that back up. But, it is what it is. It's not that bad. And yeah, so just cut a couple bits of fill, and then we'll smear a little bit of glaze around it. At least on the stuff that we've done. Not glaze, sorry, the fiberglass filler, just the initial. Fill any pinholes, any bits and pieces that we've missed that you sort of can't see from the naked eye without getting really stupid. And then we'll come back later on and we'll do some of these other ones. Right, I just want to get some of these other ones just dressed up. So it's not a couple more welds and exactly a couple extra little holes that I've missed. Get another wee zap there. I might get another wee one there too. It's amazing, you frickin' miss them and miss them. That's right, we want, just as long as we get frickin', you know, 98% of the stuff. Like I said, the little glass filler will get the rest of it.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel...
Right, so that's escalated pretty quick. So I put a bit of that green shit on, that stuff, the resin glass, whatever you want to call it. So So put a thin layer of that on where it needed it, and a little bit in that hollow, and then obviously over here with the joints. And I've just put a decent layer on there, not thick, and we'll block most of that off, but it'll just give me half a chance to make sure we get a decent line up there and whatever else is going on. I'll have to just have a wee look on the other side just to see whether there's meant to be a body line in here. I'm not sure. We'll have a look at that in a second. Yeah, and I'll just put a bit through the roof, so at least that'll get me a bit to block back down, or to sand off basically to get it back down to a half decent level. And I haven't put too much through here because we haven't done much through this piece at all, but I'll just smear a bit through there. Now we'll work on that. We'll have to do a little bit more and whatever. And I haven't done anything underneath there yet, just because there's still a bit of that green shit underneath there. I haven't touched that yet. I was more worried about doing that piece. We can just clean that up later, and then at some point we'll smear some seam sealer down there. So we look around this other side. Oh yeah, there is a slight line in there. There's a slight line in there. That roof joins. Yeah, there's where it was welded. It was kind of disappeared, but there. So I can probably just sneak that in a little bit. I can make that look like it's there. With a wee bit of, just sand a bit of a line into it. So yeah, I want to strip this back too here because I want to make sure there's nothing weird. There's some weird shit going on here. So we may have to cut into that bottom half of that. That's why I haven't come around and done anything on the side yet. I thought, oh, it's not much point putting anything around here if I've got to dig back into that other spot. We might as well clean it up first and see what's going on before I do that. Anyway, I'm going to sit down for 5 and let that go off, and then we'll knock that off, and that'll probably be the end of the day, I think. Alrighty, so I haven't done anything with the other side, but I've just knocked this filler back. So it's not too bad, like we haven't got a lot on there. Just a little bit out into here to blend it back. Might just have to put a little bit more of a scrape in here. And whatever, but hardly anything, like a little bit more through here just to blend it out. I want to block this back a little bit harder before I put any more in here, possibly. So I'll just mix up a small amount, put it in here, and then I'll keep sanding on here and just see if I can get this to blend out a little bit better and get rid of some of these marks before I decide I'm going to put anything else in that. But yeah, by the time I've done that and that gone off and just knock it back a little bit further, it'll be pretty much time to bugger off. So yeah, we may as well make this the last one for the day, and then yeah, we'll catch you in the morning and I'll bring you up to where we got before we left in the next, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Anyway, we'll catch you later on. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, just before we bugger off, I'll just quickly run over this with a diagram, and you can see here there's a big bulge in here. I don't know what's going on, but I might have to have a bloody look in there, unfortunately. Yeah, I wish I'd frickin' seen it when I was doing this, because I would have just done the same thing, just cut this whole section out, which I might have to do, but we might have to just, I don't know, because it's got a big ugly bulge, dirty bulge in there, and that looks frickin' terrible. Alright, welcome back again. So we'll knock some body filler and everything down on this shortly. We'll get that ripped down, and then obviously we'll start cleaning up some of those other bits and pieces, and then we'll get back into some welding. But just going back to the little marina, we haven't put any more primer on those pieces where we've put the body filler and everything. I've got a wee bit of stuff to knock down on that. I haven't gone back to that. So we need to put some primer on that. And obviously when we get this cleaned up in areas, we can put some primer on that. So again, we're doing some sort of spot repairs kind of on this so I don't want to be freaking masking everything out and spraying shit and everything. So we're going to try that paint roller trick. See how that works. I've never done this on this sort of thing before. I've used a paint roller plenty of times, paint insides of houses. So picked up one of these little trays. I think this was $11 here in New Zealand with a couple of different paint rollers. So this is a real fluffy one. This is kind of I don't know, they're just, who gives a shit really? What the texture turns out as long as it's reasonable. So what we'll do, we'll lay a little bit of plastic or something in here, like Food wrap would probably be the trick, but I'm not bringing the big massive. We got a massive freaking roll of it at home. It's a big catering roll. I buy one of those every, I don't know, year or whatever. So I'm not going to bring that home. But so we'll just try a little bit of the plastic that we used for masking up cars. I got a couple of freaking end bits over there. We'll just cut a hunk off it and lay it in there. We'll mix up some stuff. Got another couple of spare rolls. So basically, every time we use this, we'll make sure that we've got a decent amount to do. And then once we're finished using it, basically just throw it away. I think you probably could, if you're going to be doing it again the next day, maybe you could probably, I've seen people do it with paintbrushes, wrap some cling film, food wrap, whatever you want to fucking call it, I don't know, around the roller and seal it up so it's airtight, so it can't cure per se. The biggest problem is it's a catalyst, so it's not really going to work, but it'd be worth a try. The worst comes to worst, just pull it and roll it off and fucking throw it away and get another one. I did spot a big massive pack of these things for, well, let me say big massive pack, it was like 7 or 8 rolls or in it or whatever it was. I'll probably get one of those at some point, but we've got 4 here to try for a start off. I think the big pack was these ones, but I don't know. We'll just see which sort of works best. Like I can get plenty of these. It's about $10 for 2, but I think this other pack was like 20 something bucks for about 7 or 8 or 6 or whatever it was. I'm not really sure, so that's probably a better deal. But we'll just try these for start off and see how we get on and go from there. But like this might be later today. We'll see. We might just mix up a bit, pour it in here, basically mix up a bit in the cup, roll her on and be done with it. Probably just have to put a wee bit of tape in a couple of spots just so you know it doesn't spill on there, but it's going to be easier than spraying for little stuff. Like if you're going to spray doors and all that sort of shit, well, you're not going to use a paint roller, but for a few little areas like we're doing here, even on the corner of this roof and stuff, you know, instead of re-spraying the whole roof, you know, we'll just frickin' roll a bit of primer on there. Later on we can come back with a bit of frickin' 240 and whatever, and then just flick a bit of frickin' rattle can black over it or something like that to seal it up in the meantime, if you know what I mean, until such time as he decides what he's going to do. That's kind of the plan at the moment. So, got those. So anyway, we'll move you over here. And we'll carry on knocking this body filler down. I just gave it a wee quickly knock down. So I put a little second layer on here before we left last night. So I'll rip this back, clean up these bits and pieces which I've re-skimmed, just to clean it up, and then we'll whip around the other side and we'll have a look at that patch underneath it. I think needs to come out, and at some point I'll put a little bit of filler in here, probably even just a bit of glazing putty up in here, and then we've got some seam sealer to go in here. So I've got this I could use, that seam sealer, which is the same stuff I was going to use on that hood or bonnet. So this is a seam sealer, so we could squirt a bit of that down here. Somebody was asking me that on TikTok, what do I use? So I've got that, and I've also got another tube somewhere. Here's another different one that I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to try it and see how that works, just for, you know, interest's sake. But yeah, like I've used the 3M ones, like the tube like this, but this sort of thing, similar sort of thing. But apparently this is the one to definitely use for holding hoods, bonnets together. Yeah, and I've used the 3M sort of seam sealer like a bit like this. I did have an old tube somewhere. I was just trying to see if I could see that. It's probably gone in the bin. So yeah, we'll put a bit of that along here when we're finished cleaning out and whatever, but just to make sure that's sealed up. And obviously same on the other side where we've done the repairs the other day too. Okay. we'll carry on sanding here anyway. Right. Oh, I'm trying to work out where I was at. The owner of the shed with the studio is can get a broken foot, so he's over the house with his foot wiping there. He does a lot of ditching work on different farms. He's owns several farms, and or what do you want to call it, farms here in New Zealand anyway. And he was down in a ditch, and they're he was hooking into a drain pipe, and they cleared away, and then the guy in the digger, or excavator, or whatever you want to call it, had switched buckets, and the bolt that operates the locking mechanism, he switched the bucket and hooked it in, and then that, as he went to lift the bucket back into the ditch to do some more work in there, because they changed from a wide bucket to a narrow bucket, the bolt broke, and fucking the bucket dropped down, and the guy yelled out, and he must have just heard him, and he went to lean back, and it got, as he leant back, it dropped on his foot. Unfortunately, the ground was soft, and pushed his foot into the ground, but like it was a 15-ton digger, whatever that works out in fucking pounds or whatever, I don't know, but you know, half decent size. And yeah, it leaned on top of his foot and pushed his foot into the ground and smashed his foot up pretty bad. Like cut through his boot and tore his sock, and obviously did quite a bit of damage on top of his foot. Didn't he cut through it, but say he's got a few broken bones and whatever in there, so he's had all his foot pinned back up. It actually happened quite just before Christmas, but they had to wait for the swelling to sort itself out and for their foot to heal a bit before they could get him in there to pin it all back together. So yeah, I was just been talking to him, but he was just saying that the tractors in here is not going to be back for a few months, so that's awesome. Back basically till you know, autumn again. So it's going to be at least 3 or 4 months before it's back here, which is awesome. So I can shuffle that fucking thing over there out of the road a bit and have a wee bit of sort out, and then obviously when it comes back, like, these things will be all gone. The little car might be still here maybe, but you know, just gives a wee bit more room to fucking have a place. So I'll try and sort that out at some point too, next half a day, whatever. Alright, so I'm just going to do one more little smear of some glaze, see if I can get some of these last little bits and edges filled, and just try and make this look half decent down through here. I'm locked down for perfection at this moment. We're just trying to get it back to looking like it kind of, yeah, it hasn't been screwed with too much, if you know what I mean. For when people go over it, you know, I've got a little bit of clean up to do up here and whatever. Now, we're not going for perfection yet. We're just going to roll some primer on it, or whatever we get a chance to, and then we'll go from there, because I've gone back over a couple of spots in here and cleaned up. I need to do a bit more up around that cowl area, up around below the windscreen. It's not terribly even there. I must have been going and put some more in there, and then I got working on here and sort of never got back to here, I think. I think that's what happened, now from memory. So I remember doing those bits and pieces and then scraping that off and putting filler in and everything, and I think I must have been going to put some more back up around that windscreen. If I get those frickin' windscreen wiper arms out of the fucking road, be handy, but I'd like to get that one off that outside, but I don't know if I can. Gee, I wish I looked in there a bit harder. I just gave that a wee tap with a hammer. There it is. This one here. Yeah, I wish I looked a bit harder when I had that out. But anyway, we'll cut a bit of this out. Yeah. We'll have to have a wee, just work out how we're going to attack this. Right. Well, we might as well cut into it. I've turned the fucking camera on this time. Went to grab the airline and I come back around. Oh, the camera's turned off. So yeah, we'll cut here for a start. That's where that piece underneath there joins in. Well, I presume it's a patch or wherever it's gone weird anyway. We'll come back to here, which is probably in line roughly with the other one, so maybe I can see what's going on past that inner metal brace, that's part of that inner structure that come back to here. They've already fixed another one. And we'll just clean this off along here, make sure there's nothing else going on, and yeah, at some point we'll look at what's going on here. Not sure. I'll take the glass and the visor and a couple of bits and pieces out of the road later on, but we'll just clean this up a little bit first. Make sure there's no more holes down here that I've missed. I think I got more up the first time, but went a wee bit of deep.
And to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have.
Right. So I think the plan is, I just did it on the end of the video, but I was most of a little clip. It's easy for me to sort out. I think this is okay to weld back in. We can just clean this up a little bit better. We'll weld a piece on the bottom that when we can slot in there, we'll just weld it along here and grind it up. Yeah, along here, and then we can just weld this original piece. Well, you know, the piece we fixed the first time back in here. You know, just save me remaking that frickin' lip. And, you know, we can tack a piece on there, make sure that's the right angle, get it the right depth, buzz it all along there, off, sit it back on, weld it on, and I'll be done with it. It's quite solid in there. It was just jacking, it was rust jacking between the panels. And fortunately, this is pretty solid. There's a couple of little pinholes in it, but it's not nothing. It's not worth worrying about, if you know what I mean. We've rust converted in there, hit plenty from all directions. I don't think one little hole is worth the effort of cutting this whole piece out. It's not quite like the other one where it was getting pretty thin and ugly. It's not quite as bad, if you know what I mean. At least it's attached. Unlike the other one was properly, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I don't think it's too much of a biggie. Alrighty, so I've got that just tacked on here with a few tacks just roughly along there. That looks like that's going to fit alright. Obviously we'll have to put a couple of holes in here so we can pull that up and screw around with it and whatever. So I'll finish welding that along there, grind it up, clean it up, drill some holes in it, and then we'll weld that back on tomorrow morning. Right, so just a quick recap where we're at. So I've cleaned it up, I've just sprayed some weld through primer on there to let that dry, ready for the morning. The only other thing I got to do is drill a couple of holes through this other panel. Another drill must be somewhere else. Doesn't matter anyway, I'll sort that out in a minute. So we've got this piece here fixed. So we've welded that. So it's the new under piece there. So weld that all along there, ground that all up, and I'll just roughly weld it from the inside. Might have to clean that up a little bit better, but it won't matter too much. We'll blow a heap of fucking weld through primer in there and soak it in there nice and thick. So that's obviously the inside. So that's basically ready to weld back on. All we're going to do is, you know, put some plug welds in there, so at least so we can plug weld that in place, and then we'll weld along that seam, and then obviously along there, and then back around here, and then we can grind it and clean it up. So yeah, we'll set that there, and we'll give that a blast now, and I'll worry about the rest in the morning, I think. It's only 3 holes, so give that a decent soak. Get it nice and wet in there, let it run in. Let that do its thing, and then it'll be ready for the morning. This piece up in here, I'll have a look at the other end side, wherever we look there, to see. I'll walk around here and watch stuff we nosy, just see what this is like in this corner. That corner, I haven't really looked. Oh, that might be factory. That's factory. That's cool. Yeah, it's a factory join. That's right. You can see that too. I thought it might have been a bit of a weird join, but that looks, it's the same both sides, so we'll leave it alone. Yeah, so I've just got to do a wee bit of finishing work here to get it ready for rolling on, but we might as well get all this other shit finished up and sorted, and then we can, you know, we can probably roll this, and then we can carry on fixing some of these other holes down lower that I was going to start on originally, but and then we got some other stuff down corners of posts and whatever, and then we'll jack one side up, and we'll strip a sill rocker off, have a good look. I might even pull the guards back out of the road, just checking around those bottoms of those door posts and shit like that. At least then we can get this thing back to solid and make sure there's no other weird shit going on. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this now. You know, a bit of a clean up, some of those other bits, and we'll be good to go. You know what, we'll get out of here. See you in the morning. Righty, welcome back this morning. So I discovered last night there's a few issues from that inner brace piece where when I sprayed some weld through on there, which is like still it really shows up. There's a couple of holes in there. I poked a screwdriver in one of them last night. When I was doing a TikTok video, I was like, ooh, there's a few more holes than I thought. I thought there was only just like 1 or 2, but there was actually a few more. So I poked a screwdriver in one of the bigger ones, and it's quite soft. So we have to cut a piece out of there. But before we get into it, can you please like and leave a short comment? I don't care whether it's a thumbs up in the comments, or, you know, nice work, or you're doing a good job, or something like that. Just something simple. Or if you really want to ask a question, ask a question. You know, if you want to know something, or want me to do, when I'm doing a video on something, you want to be a bit more detail on doing certain things, let me know. But yeah, just because I need to get that algorithm up. At some point in the future, you know, hopefully not too distant future, I'd like to be able to give back, and actually, instead of people coming to me with a car with a wad of cash and going, can you fix this? I'd like to find those people like myself from years ago that were struggling to get things done and then just had to work it out themselves to do repairs on cars. So if, you know, somebody that's had a car, you know, I don't know, say 10, 15, 20 years or something like that, just never quite got it on the road, maybe I can go and help them for almost nothing and get their vehicle on the road, or basically get it to the point where they can take it to those last final checks and whatever, and get it sorted and get it done and get it on the road, if you know what I mean. So get the car actually running, driving, and basically to that point where they can do all those final checklists with whatever, you know, obviously depending on the country. You know, if I can travel over to the US and help a few guys out for a while, me travel around, see the country and help a few people over there, or even in Australia, do the same thing. Like, I'm happy to go to Australia. I can go to Australia anytime. That's not a problem. I can go there and work and make money. Doesn't matter. US will be a little bit different, you know, and even into Canada. I think Canada would probably be a little bit easier for me to get into because the Commonwealth thing. But yeah, like if I can go over there and make a few videos and help people out and basically do it for nothing except for the profit that I make off YouTube. But the material costs at the end of the day, unless you're replacing a pair of parts, you know, if shit's really broken, you know, diffs are screwed and engines are screwed and transmissions are screwed, and you know, and you got to buy heaps of suspension stuff and all that sort of shit, well then it gets a wee bit costly. But if it's just metalwork and body filler and paint within reason, you know, we're not talking fucking candy fucking 15 layer fucking paint jobs for a lowrider type sort of bullshit. But you know, like a decent paint job and whatever, some sheet metal, you know, welding gas, frickin' whatever, you know, at the end of the day, that's a small hunk of the overall job and cost. You know, say at a 20 grand job, the bulk of it is labour and the rest of it is, you know, materials. You know, I'd say probably 20-25% materials and the rest would be labour. At the end of the day, you know, that's where the cost comes in, is the labour. You know, obviously materials, and if you've got to start buying, you know, like for this, you know, we've got to buy tyres on it and windscreen rubbers and upholstery and all that sort of shit. Well, that's a different thing. That's a whole different scenario. But yeah, if you're just doing a few rust repairs and whatever, and really trying to get this thing back on the road and get it back together and fix, you know, big hunks of rot here and there and whatever, and fab stuff up, well, yeah, the bulk of it is just time. So if I'm making the money from the videos, as we're doing repairs, and there's not a lot of cost in the materials, well, obviously you got to live and eat and whatever else. But yeah, you know, if you're not having to outlay a whole heap of money for materials, well, it's easy to accumulate that back. So yeah, that's what I'd like to be doing. So if you want to help me to do that, you know, and maybe I'll turn up on your doorstep one day and help you once we get to that point, that I can do that, that'd be awesome. So yeah, please comment, please leave a thumbs up, all those sorts of things, share the videos, whatever. So yeah, anyway, we'll get back into this. We'll get this inner wee brace piece fixed. So yeah, when I sprayed the silver in here, we noticed there's some bigger holes in here, so I poked a screwdriver in there yesterday, and it's not as solid as I thought. So I thought it was only 1 or 2 holes, but when we sprayed that weld through on there, it really showed up the holes in it. So what I'll do is just whip it through here, and we'll put a patch in. Just having a decent, well, yeah, we might just put a small patch in here, just weld along here, and buzz that in, and then we can put this outer skin back on the trim. Just tack a few holes in there. Now that the light's shining the right way, there's a few holes in there still I need to fill. It's funny how you get the freaking light from different angles and you can see holes and shit easier. So yeah, we'll do that, and then yeah, we'll seal that up, and then we'll put that patch on. Right, I'll nose or cut that piece off. Drop that. Pull down a little bit.
The heart for this, I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me. But they hate from inside, you see, hate themselves in society. So I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen, oh the irony. To hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never. And turn your mind into the truest of go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
So this is why you don't weld just before you're going to leave work. Fucking. So yeah, I just went to turn the camera off and I was like, noticed there's just a wee puff of fucking smoke was coming out there, and I was like, oh shit, what's going on there? So yes, the insulation was just starting to go on fire. Should sort that out. But yeah, that's how easy it happens. You know, you only got to turn your back for 5 or 10 minutes, go do something else, you know, and not spot that and walk out and close the door and whatever. So yeah, just don't, you know, like I had that sort of kind of pushed back, but it was like smouldering like way in there. You know, I pulled the hood lining back so the sparks could fall out of there, but it was, you know, sort of, it was burning like sort of towards the middle, so I sort of pushed it back. But yeah, fortunately I had my leather glove there, so I just put the leather glove on and just patted it out and then ripped it out and threw it out there, but it was still trying to burn. So, but we're getting there anyway. We've just got this tacked in here now. Still a little bit of frickin' smoke and whatever coming out of there, but so we've got it tacked in there now. We've got that lined up, and obviously we're just going to get it tacked into place up here and go from there basically. Right, so got that pretty much cleaned up. We went back over just with a couple of wee welds and bits and pieces and ground that back a bit more. So we'll come back to that a little bit later on. So what I want to do now is, apart from doing this, I want to have a look down here at this one. See, there's been a weird patch being put in here. Comes all the way back to here. So what I want to do is get this up in the air, put on some axle stands, maybe get the wheels out of the road. just so I don't get them covered in weld splatter, since I'm going to be kind of on the outer side of it. But I just realised I've actually got 2 more axle stands, but they're not here. I forgot they're at home. So I might just quickly shoot home and grab them, and then I can throw them underneath this side of the ute, and then we'll strip, at least strip the outer sill off with one of those Scotch-Brite wheels. Yeah, with the remainder of that one I'll do. And clean all that paint off and clean up around there. And just, that'll give me a good visual and make sure that's solid. And then we can fix this patch properly. We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out completely. There's no point. It's overlapped on the outside. It's terrible. We can fix that. We can fix the inner while we're there. We can make that properly and then put a new piece on the outside. And obviously we'll go from there if there's anything else, if you know what I mean. Because the owner did talk, if there was anything sus down there, we will we'll just make a whole new piece and put a whole brand new sill in. They get a bit weird here if you join pieces in. If it was just to happen to be one wee spot, but if it happens to be anything more than that, it's just ends up being a nicer, way nicer repair. You can get rid of all the old crap off the outside, get everything all cleaned up, make sure it's all nice and sealed and treated on the inside, and then you can just, you unpick it off here. Down here you can, yeah, it's a bit flaky down there, so who knows. But yeah, you get rid of all that, clean it all up from underneath, slot your new piece in, plug weld it all around there, and then obviously whatever, join it all on and there, and obviously take the guard off and do your piece in there and whatever. So you end up with just a far nicer repair. Don't have all these patches and bits and pieces and whatever. It's more because it's a strength, it's a unibody. These don't have chassis in these. It's kind of it's a chassis, but it's a unibody. These here were like that, and then some of the later ones, they had like a lift-off tub in the back. Some of the it's sort of like the 2000s on, or late 90s on, they had like some of them had like a removable back. They had like they were sort of like unibody front, and then went into a chassis. So, but it was, I don't know if they bolted out or not, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been underneath one. I used to work in a big massive tyre store. Like I used to do commercial stuff for years, and then the last few years I did tyres. Like I was doing wheel alignments and all that sort of just minor mechanical stuff beside a mechanic, and you got a pretty good look underneath most things. Like I was pretty familiar anyway from back in my early days. Dad had a wrecking yard, dismantling yard from 1980 something, early 80s, 81, it might have been 83, I think he bought that. I'm trying to remember. Somewhere around about that figure, because I know when I was early days at school, started in 79, I can remember looking at the classroom windows down to, he had a like a sandblasting business for a couple of years, and I can remember seeing him down in his shed, which was down sort of across the field between some houses down the road, and you could see down to the down to his shed, and you could see him sandblasting. So that, I think, he might have given that up in about, I don't know, I remember being at school, and you could see that. So it was like sort of 81, 82, 83, somewhere he bought the auto dismantling yard up till 99. So I worked for him for years, like during school holidays and all that sorts of things. So I learnt plenty on cars. If you ever wanted to fix anything, it was in Dad's workshop. So anyway, I'll whip home, I'll grab these couple of axle stands, and then we can whip these wheels off and we can clean that up and at least patch that properly, and we can just see what's going on here and get that hole fixed. And then we'll come up and we'll do these hopefully last few bits and pieces on this. I I'll see what else he wants to do, tackle after that, if you know what I mean. Well, you know, as long as we don't find anything major. But yeah, we'll carry on. Right, so this is why you cannot cart. This is why you cannot cart. Holes in here. Okay, we've got holes all the way along here. Where this is joined, we've got right in here. So, I may as well just go get rid of that bottom piece. Obviously, you know, we've got to cut into here. We've got to, there's holes up in there, so we're going to take that whole bottom skin off. I might go up a wee bit higher. So we're going to repair that, which almost is leading us into rocker. If there's any more holes through there, I really need to get that front guard off and have a look around that front area. But it almost looks like almost a wagon front, what do you want to call it, rocker sill door post, almost wagon, I'd say, just by the looks of that, because it almost looks like that would be where the door would bolt on. You know, you can see in here it's like really got the wagon or like a sedan opening post, and then like that would probably be like where it go into the piece. So it's almost like that door's just the ute skin is put over, you know, and it's got a different bit of roof and whatever, but it's probably just a regular old wagon, I'm guessing, with a roof with a different material, you know, body panels basically. There's a prep, because I don't know how the hell I'm going to join that there like that, if you know what I mean. The only thing is, I don't know. I don't know whether I can maybe hold it out. Plug weld it along there, bend it in, and then weld it, you know, around those other bits. And obviously we're going to rebuild this piece, which started the whole excursion, and then spotted this shit. Yeah, that way. And that's big dirty big overlap, so that you can see that's what's rotted out again. Because people are just dumb. So yeah, now we're cutting that whole, might as well cut that whole bottom section off, at least then I can check to see whether that on top of the rocker or sill is strong. Right, we cut a bit of a hole in here. Let's have a bit of a look, see if we can see anything. It's not too bad down there. There's like a bit of shit, but it actually looks pretty clean down there. From what I can see, it's just more, you know, a bit of scrappy stuff from just shit falling in there from me digging it out. Might be alright, eh? Might get away with it. Because I don't know what that cable is, or whatever that is. Don't know. But, yeah. Just a fuel tank right there. Anyway. Well, we might try and blow that shit out. And, yeah, we might get away with just putting a wee sneaky wee patch in here. Just cleaning this up a bit better. And, fold up a patch, put in there. You know, we can cut it back down to here a wee bit further, a bit cleaner. Weld it in and just rebuilding as old Derek says from Vice Grip. We'll just give it a good blasting around there, clean the rest of that shit out if we can. And yeah, spray people fucking rust convert in there. We'll build a new bit for here. Or even just weld that piece back on and you know, make a new, like weld another piece in there or something like that. We'll soon figure something out, won't be difficult, and clean all this shit up. Alrighty, so that's how much I had to cut away to try and find get rid of, or get to the bottom of the holes. I thought, oh, it might have been just that piece, but it's fucking right up to here. So I'll probably have to pick this off as well eventually. Or I'll just make a piece and just weld it in here. I'll just, I don't know, cut this into here and weld that off. Weld a piece in there, hopefully solid. And back out to here. Bring it out close to the edge, probably. Yeah, so hopefully it's, I probably will end up taking this off so I can clean it up underneath there, just in case it's rotting underneath there too, but life is fun. Throws all sorts of curveballs at you. That was a prick to get in there and cut though. Like, fortunately my cutting wheel was getting pretty small, so it was making it a wee bit easier, but still not that easy. Anyway, that's where we're at. I don't think I'm going to do any more today because, again, I don't want to be doing any more cutting or welding at this point. Getting too late in the day. So I might just have a wee tidy up and we'll start again fresh in the morning. We'll start rebuilding that corner, I think. Right, morning everybody. So we'll get a bit more done on this ute so we can maybe get some holes filled on and on that side and start getting some panels made. The first thing I'm going to do, talking to the owner last night, he said the tool for the wheels should be in the glove box, which I kind of thought that's where it would be, but I thought, you know, just I hadn't had a chance to look. So anyway, we'll see if we get these wheels off, and then what I might do is, I'll flip the camera around, and what I might do is see if I can get the hood up and maybe get this guard off, just so I can clean back around the front, just clean the rest of the paint off this rocker, just make sure there's nothing else going on. But we've got these issues down the back, just make sure there's nothing else going on around the front section of it. you know, because we've got this patch to do in here. There's holes in here. We get a sword. So I just want to make sure that the front of that's solid before I repair that. Because the rest of it actually looks alright. Like there might be a couple of holes down here that we get to sort, but only small stuff. It's not as though it's really rotten anywhere, but I just want to check around the front just to make sure. Because if there's any major rot around there, well, there's not much point fixing that if we're going to just rip the whole fucking thing off. Alright, so we've got back wheel off now as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll rebuild this bit of the post and a bit of this rocker. We've got one wee hole down there, which I think is just a bit of shit. It's been sitting in between the front guard when it's been bolted on. There's one wee hole down here. Hardly anything. Like apart from like a few dents, what you see me, or bent pieces and a couple small battle scars. It's actually, the rest of it's pretty solid. It's pretty good around here. It just needs a clean up and a bit of rust painted in there, and a bit of decent treatment and whatever. Looks good around the hinges without pulling them off. So like I don't think there's much point diving into anything there. I don't think I'm even going to panic about stripping any paint off in the meantime. I might as well just leave it there, leave it alone. It looks fine. I don't see anything obvious poking out at me or anything silly like that. So I think we're good. Like the drain hole's clear, it looks solid. Like even around the bolt holes, it's got those stupid speed clips in there. Even around that looks solid. So yeah, apart from a few bends and a couple of dings, it's pretty good. So at some stage, you could come along and pull a few of the dents out and whatever, rough them out and then just put a scooch of filler down there or whatever and just clean it up. So, I've got this patch made. I just need to trim a bit off here, or trim a bit off here, one of the two, just to make that fit properly. And then we can start tacking that in.
wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt.
Right, let's weld that in, and then we'll bugger off.
Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these.
Righty, so we've welded that in. Just had a bit of a clean up. Just why, you know, just basically just have a clean up just to sort out a bit of stuff, and also just give it a bit of time. You know, don't need a fire. You know, it should be pretty safe, but we are kind of need a fuel tank as well. Hopefully that's fine. There's not much I can do about that without pulling it out, but it should be okay. You know, I don't smell gas or anything like that. It's not as I can smell it leaking or anything. So yeah, we're pretty good there now. We've got that first piece sorted, so we'll build that little end piece. I'm going to bugger off now. It's about 4 o'clock, you know, Saturday. You know, I could stay here for another hour, but I'm not too worried about it. You know, we can take the rest Monday, and go from there. You know, we'll sort of rebuild that corner and whatever. So, there's another day, good day's worth of work in there yet. You know, it just takes time. But I'm pretty happy with that. It's not perfect, probably what the shape of it was originally, but you know, what does it matter? It's reasonable. You can't see it. So yeah, that's all that really matters. It's not as nice as the door opening and closing in there or anything stupid. So just it is what it is. Should be fine. Make that little end piece, weld that in, and then we'll start down there. We'll clean up there a little bit further, and just make sure that's solid, and we'll poke your head in that wheel arch and have a decent look in there. Haven't done that yet, but yeah, you know, just one step at a time. But yeah, we're making progress. So we've got those 3 bits, 3 bits in there now, so that's all good. So yeah, we'll carry on and do some more Monday. Righty, oh, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question, all those sorts of things. Yeah, anything you want to know, just ask. Yeah, I'll try and find out what that engine number means. I'm not going to give the details, but yeah, we'll just find out what it is. You know, I'm assuming it's a 302 Windsor or something like that. I don't think it'll be a 351, but who would know? So yeah, we'll see you in the next one, and we'll tackle the rest of the stuff, and we'll see if we can get this all sealed in, and we'll jump to the other side, and then we'll do that one. So yeah, we'll just see what's going on there. We'll carry on from there. Alright, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.